Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Kimani. Coming up, Prime Minister Skerrit says Dominica's foreign policy will be extended to deepen relations with Africa. Cuban Adult Literacy Program comes to Dominica this September, and the Dominica Manufacturers Association holds its second annual general meeting. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after the break.
Let your spirit take to flight, let your heart run free and wild, find your soul in Dominica, the nature
Welcome back. An exciting new model of adult literacy teaching using television and video aids is to be piloted in Dominica beginning September this year. The Adult Literacy Program, spearheaded by the Adult Education Division, will cater to individuals who have difficulty in reading and writing. Funded by ALBA, the Adult Literacy Program will be tested for 3 months in the first instance in selected communities with the hope of expansion throughout the country. The Yes, I Can Adult Literacy Program was developed in Cuba in 2000 and has been successfully adopted in over 15 countries. A team of literary specialists from Cuba ended a 9-day visit to Dominica on Wednesday. During their visit, the Cuban officials met with educators and prepared them for implementing the pilot program in Dominica. The program will be first introduced in eastern, southern, and southwestern communities.
We have identified two communities in my district where we will implement the pilot program of Yes I Can, which will be the communities of Sineku and Sensi. The team, Daisy has visited the communities where we identified the centers where the classes will be held, where the equipment will be put. We have commenced work on identifying the persons who will be part of the program, also in identifying the persons who will be the facilitators. There are certain characteristics that we are looking for in our facilitators, and right now, as I can say, we have started the work that is necessary to ensure that Dominica becomes a country free of illiteracy.
And the division has identified Dubic as one of the pilot areas for the program. We identified the resource center as the ideal location. We have already recruited 2 facilitators, and the residents seem quite interested in the program.
So we'll be looking at persons in the Bath Estate area, in the Roseau area, and around. We are also hoping to do a little pilot program at the prisons as well. So come September, we will be targeting 2 areas for the pilot program. We have already started our literacy program in Dominica or in Roseau, but we are looking at a different angle at how we are going to teach. This time we are going to use equipment like TVs and videos to bring forth the literacy program in Dominica.
Head of the Cuban team of literary experts, Daisy Fernandez, is confident that Dominica is ready to execute the program.
Now we are talking about a team of sisters and brothers that will work together in order to implement the Yes I Can program in the different communities that the Adult Education Division have selected. And that program should begin in September.
ALBA Coordinator Ambassador Dr. Philbert Aaron is optimistic about the impact that this program will have on Dominicans.
This is another ALBA project which is aimed at bringing improvement in the lives of the people of Dominica in this case. And I am certain that here again the value of the idea behind ALBA of development of people will be clearly in the forefront in this activity.
Cuban Ambassador to Dominica, Her Excellency Juana Elena Ramos Rodriguez, is confident that the soon-to-be-introduced adult literacy program will assist the country in becoming a society free of illiteracy.
It is a literacy program that it's possible that adult people that have not the opportunity to read, to learn how to read and write, has now the opportunity to recover the time that he lost. I think it's a program with a social impact in the society.
The Yes I Can pilot literacy program will commence in September and is scheduled for completion in November of this year. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit says his administration will continue to collaborate with a number of African countries in international arrangements as a means of guaranteeing economic stability and solidarity for Dominica. The Prime Minister made the remark when he addressed an activity to observe African Liberation Day on Tuesday.
Today, in a new period of globalization, the government, which I have the honor to lead, works together with African countries in the context of several international arrangements. We work together within the non-aligned movement. We cooperate within the context of African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. We work together in the United Nations and its affiliated institutions. We work together within the context of the British Commonwealth of Nations and La Francophonie. We speak with one voice within the context of numerous treaties, international movements, and global issues such as the environment, trade, and development aid.
The Prime Minister noted that while geographic distance, communication issues, and the arrangement of international travel pose challenges, Dominica, through regional arrangements, will continue to explore and deepen bilateral relations with the African Union and the people of Africa.
So when we speak about unity and solidarity with Africa, this is not an exercise in abstraction. We at the level of government are engaged with Africa in various ways and in various contexts. There are many issues that unite us. We are still victims of trade imbalances. We are still affected by international systems which work against our interests. This is why models of cooperation have emerged in Africa and in the Caribbean. Here in the Caribbean, we have the OECS and CARICOM. These are well-established models of cooperation. More recently, we created ALBA and CELAC and the new arrangements such as Petro-Carib. The emphasis is on regional and South-South cooperation and solidarity as a way of guaranteeing greater economic security, political sovereignty, and independence of our countries. In the spirit of African liberation and solidarity, we need to find ways via these regional arrangements to deepen our relations with the African Union and with the people of Africa.
The Prime Minister says this move is in keeping with his government's progressive foreign policy. The government of Dominica is of the view that genuine solidarity is one of the cornerstones of foreign relations in the context of both bilateral and multilateral relations. After 2 years of hard work and dedication, the Dominica Manufacturers Association proudly held its second annual general meeting under the theme Manufacturing a Powerful Leverage for Successful Regional Economic Integration. Minister for Trade and Industry, Honorable Dr. Colin McIntyre, remarked in order to be successful, the government and the manufacturing sector must have a collaborative relationship.
The manufacturing sector continues to be a strong foreign exchange earner in Dominica. As a matter of fact, it is the highest export earner of physical goods and a source of employment for many. Indeed, the manufacturing sector continues to play a key role in the overall stability of our economy.
He urged them to be creative and realistic in their expectations and assured them that the government will provide support through the Ministry of Trade. He then congratulated the Dominica Manufacturers Association and hopes that they will assist in creating product diversification. According to Dr. McIntyre, Key foundations for growth include the development of niche and innovative products and exploration of new markets in international and regional scope. President of the Guadeloupe Manufacturers Association, Pierre-Marie Joseph, remarked on the progress made by the association, such as a global turnover of $1.7 billion. He further stated the organization is conscious that the economic success of the Caribbean region cannot come into effect without active participation, as only industry can create real added value. Secretary of the Martinique Manufacturers Association, Christopher Watcher, remarked that the Martinique Association will celebrate its 40th anniversary next year, and so with 40 years of experience, there is no limit to what they would share with Dominica in the future. In his remarks, Watcher stated that although the partnership is only in its primary stage, he is expecting great things from Dominica. He declared that upon returning to Martinique, he will begin working on consolidating the linkage that the countries have established.
2 days, Christophe realized that we should have done a lot more earlier, and he realized that that we have a lot to do together, and the work is just starting.
According to the Dominica Manufacturers Association's president, Linford Godfrey, although the association is under new management, the objectives have not changed.
From day one, that the fundamental purpose was to serve the sector in a smart way. That is to say, be specific, do things that are measurable, achievable, relevant to the sector, and are time-bound.
He also mentioned that the organization has been able to recognize the relationship with the Dominica Export-Import Agency, the Bureau of Standards, the Education Development Unit, as well as the National Bank, as they have been primary contributors since the association began. In his address, he stated that the aim of the executive was to serve the association members through efficient delivery of quality service that would impact positively in the development of the manufacturing sector. All this while contributing to the socio-economic welfare of Dominica, even through challenges.
3 years is not particularly a long time. In fact, I must say effectively 2 years when you really talk about the working. However, lessons learned during that period have made us aware that in order for us to defy the odds of globalization, harsh economic environment, inequality in trade, and others, that mindset and status quo of doing business must change.
He then urged the local manufacturers to come on board to aim in the development of this sector.
We are looking forward to the Dominica Bureau of Standards to support this cause and to make it happen. We are looking to IDA in collaboration with government to establish a manufacturing advisory board. We expect to see as well periodic visits to manufacturing facilities by our ministers of government. That, I am sure, will serve as a motivational tool and to show that the government is serious in what manufacturers are doing, and it has to be a step in the right direction.
We'll bring you more from this meeting in Friday's newscast. The Ministry of Tourism last Sunday presented the Portsmouth Association of Yacht Security, PAYS, with a new boat motto. PAYS is made up of volunteers who work to protect the yachting industry in the northern end of Prince Rupert Bay. Representative of the Ministry of Tourism, Danny Reid, in his remarks, gave an overview of PAYS, informing the public about the association's collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism.
Part of the activity of PAYS is to ensure that the yachts are safe. And the Ministry of Tourism presented to PAYS, the group PAYS, a boat some years ago with a motor and engine that they could take, do some surveillance and also to protect the yachties. And we were told recently that the engine of the boat was not in any good order, so that the service could no longer be provided. And the group wrote to the ministry, wrote to the parliamentary representative and the minister, and asked if they could get a new engine. And tonight, the minister is going to present to the group an engine, a brand new engine, so that the service that they have been doing can continue.
Honorable Ian Douglas, Minister for Tourism, presented Jeff Frank, President of PAYS, with a symbolic representation of the new motto.
I want to make a symbolic handing over gesture to you and your guys. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you all continue to succeed and to prosper in all that you do. Thank you very much.
The Association's Secretary, Martin Carrier, in his remarks said he is pleased for the assistance and PAYS will continue to render their services when needed.
We're very proud that PAYS is not just only about doing a tour and getting paid and say goodbye. We do much more than that. We are able to assist the yachties with information, we do security, we do different services. I could just recall right off my mind for this season, 2013, about 10 or more boats, yachts were going to drift on anchor, drifting off the anchor. And at the spur of the moment, our Tour Guide Association was right there to assist that no boat collided with any other boat. And so I think that is, you know, it's not that we're blowing our trumpets, but we like what we do, and we take pride in ensuring that everything that happens in the bay is good. And so tonight, you know, we are more than happy again, even after our first engine quit. You know, we wrote to the ministry, and so tonight we are so glad that we are able to have another engine to put behind the boat to ensure that we continue to provide top-class services, security, and rescue.
Minister Douglas, in his remarks, said the government will continue to support PAYS and that the association's assistance to the individuals of Portsmouth should continue.
Other countries are looking at what you are doing and they are taking example on what you are doing. So I want you to continue. I want you to also continue because there are a lot of young people in our community who are looking at you, looking at the examples that you have set. And so I'm very happy for that. And in Dominica, community tourism is becoming bigger and better. A lot of other communities are now looking at the success stories of PAYS and Bellevue Chopin and Miro and all the other community tourism groups that have been doing well, and they want to emulate what you have been doing. So we're very happy in the Ministry of Tourism to support your work so that you become better and bigger and more successful. And so this engine which we are giving you today is another way of government and the Ministry of Tourism telling you that we are with you. We are partners in tourism development. We like what you do and we are there to support you.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a fait parole que le gouvernement dominicain a boit ses célébrations Afrique, comme célébration nationale. Honorable Skerritt fait parole sur la célébration la commencé et puis qui continue. Semble le 25 mai qui observé comme 50 anniversaire célébration là. Dominique a participé en célébration là depuis 1972. Quand même si le Premier ministre Skerritt, célébration là bien significant pour nous Dominicains et puis il a donné une opportunité pour garder nous encore si le culture héritage à nous. Honorable Skerritt complimenté House of Nyabingi pour organiser cette célébration-là. En la nouvelle, le gouvernement local a engagé en plusieurs d'autres projets à part de Batidal, Chimé et Bagay comme ça. Parole cela sorti au chef gouvernement local, John Fontaine. Fontaine fait parole cela comme département là, qui a observé mois de mai comme mois gouvernement local.
Là, il venu pour le gouvernement local à Dominique. Il y a plusieurs butins nous ça parle contre. Et les gens qui ont des anglais, des wrong idea, ils ont compensé un dal avec chimé, gouvernement local qu'a fait. Mais ça c'est un butin qui pas vrai même. Sous aller au Dominique, toute là où je viens en community center, en resource center, presque tout ça fait en bas gouvernement local.
À la nouvelle workshop qui mettait attention à ces statistiques, ça c'est affaire record, commodité, ça que Trade in Statistics workshop était un succès. Workshop là mettait attention à ce développement et puis manière pour servir statistics qui concerne information commodité et puis affaires touristes. Caroline Kovacs, Horde Nation Uni, fait parole qui a choisi Dominique pour workshop salam, habilité pays la pour tenir la place et puis pas trop l'argent. Kovacs a créé que workshop là va participant au meilleur comportement pour prendre des décisions que section industrie touriste est supposé investir l'argent. Ça c'est pour dépenser à une manière de profit. Directeur programme statistics pour CARICOM, Dr. Philomene Harris, fait parole que l'objectif workshop là est un succès. Finalement, l'organisation IDU qui mettait mise en place pour faire travail à eux-mêmes. C'est le chef organisation Salah Vincent Philbert, il faut mettre attention à ce travail ailleurs.
Ou pas qu'à jamais satisfait là où manager en organisation, ou pas qu'à jamais satisfait tout à fait avec comment bagaille ka marcher, mais ou qu'à ni espoir, ou qu'à faire bagaille meilleur, ou qu'à faire mise à mise. So en l'âge moi j'aime toujours, mon vieux si l'on peut regarder moi mais mon corps travail en pièce établissement là moi j'étais satisfait avec comment bagaille ka marcher, mais ça moi j'ai toujours fait c'est mettre pied main devant mener ensemble mon catch qui ça fait une différence. Plus important, moun qui ni on retiré, on passion pour ça yo ka fait. Et ça m'a plus intéressant parce que depuis moi ni moun avec moi nous ka travailler pour un goal, un objectif avec nous mais ça nous ka fait nous une passion pour lui. C'est différents petits bagages l'argent pas assez ou ça pas ni assez équipement, pas ni assez support pas ici par là. C'est bagages ça yo ça qui toujours arrivé mais là où on focus on en direction là aller en dedans ou ça pas un problème.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson, c'est Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Documentaries and in-depth discussions, community walkthroughs, and Yes We Care. See it all on GIS Channel 7.
Water conservation has become an essential practice in all regions, even in countries like Dominica where water seems abundant. In addition to saving money on your utility bill, water conservation helps prevent water pollution in nearby rivers and local watersheds. Conserving water can also extend the life of your home's septic system. To conserve water at home, check faucets, pipes and hoses for leaks, take shorter showers, put plastic bottles or float boosters in your toilet tank. Use your clothes washer for only full loads and don't run the hose while washing your car or the faucet while cleaning dishes. And that's all for National Focus today. We welcome your suggestions and comments. Please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Kimani Saint-Jean. Thanks for watching.